From fire to ice, a major winter storm is barreling through the southeast, bringing a dangerous mix of snow, wind, and freezing rain. Thousands of flights have already been delayed or outright canceled, and that was before a full-on ground stop was declared just a few hours ago at the Hartfield-Jackson International Airport in Atlanta. CBS News correspondent Skyler Henry is live in Atlanta. Wow, Skyler, you know, Atlanta is not used. I mean, I know that in Atlanta, when they get a dusting, like schools close, people are taught about skidding on the roads because they're just not used to snow of any kind. But this looks like a scene in the Northeast here in New York City.
That's right. I moved from Washington, D.C., thinking I was going to escape all this snow down here to Atlanta, and boom, what do you know, inches of snow here on the ground. But I will say, after speaking with Department of Transportation communications officials, they say that what they experienced back in 2014, remember that Snowmageddon, snowpocalypse event that essentially gridlocked this entire metro area? They say that they have learned from that, so much so that they have been treating grounds, interstates, roadways since Wednesday with brine mixtures, salt mixtures to try to make sure that everyone here is as safe as possible. And in the hours that we have been out here, relatively light on the interstate compared to what you would consider busy, right? During the commute into work in a busy area like Metro Atlanta. We're here in the Atlantic Station area, another busy part of the metro area. No cars, for the most part, have been on the roadway, and the ones that we have seen on the roads, fishtails, spinouts, in some instances of them being stuck on the sides of the roads. Officials say that they are concerned about what we will experience later on today. Once this snow melts a little bit, we're in the freezing rain, sleet portion of this winter event. Once this snow melts, they are concerned about what happens overnight as far as that freeze, then what will result of that sheet of ice over the roadways. They say that they are monitoring road conditions throughout the evening to ensure that everyone is as safe as possible. But it's not just here in Atlanta, Vlad. We have seen this winter weather event hit several states across the South. Just yesterday in Texas, we saw more than 1,500 flights out of Dallas-Fort Worth get canceled. We've seen significant weather in Arkansas, Oklahoma City, and now we're getting reports of snow and ice in North Carolina, Tennessee, and we expect this storm to continue to move up towards the mid-Atlantic region as well. And so, yes, the South, we are not typically accustomed to this snow, as you well know, but we anticipate that this will continue to be the case for the next 24 hours. And so officials in all of these areas have not only issued states of emergencies, but also say that they will be working around the clock to ensure that people are not only safe, but they have power and they have the resources that they need to get through this storm.
So let me ask you really quickly, Skyler, before we let you go, about this ground stop at the airport. What are you hearing about that?
Yeah, and so earlier today, what we have been paying attention to in terms of what the flight patterns have been doing, FlightAware said that more than 600 flights were canceled because of this weather event. Now, this full-on ground stop as crews work to de-ice these planes, clear these runways, and really try to wait this storm through and allow that to pass through so that they can take off efficiently, effectively, and most importantly, safely. And so we'll continue to monitor and see when that is lifted, how many flights are able to actually take off. We know that this is the busiest airport in the world, and so a lot of people hoping that they can make it to their respective destinations in a timely fashion. We'll see what happens once the weather clears out here in about the next hour or so as it relates to that heavy snow and freezing rain. We'll see if that lifts, picks up, and if flights are able to then get out in the next few hours.
All right, Skyler Henry for us in Atlanta. Thank you, Skyler.